time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, pop culture kids. It is Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. I am your humble co-host, Kathy Walker, along with...
How you doing?
That was so low-key.
Kenny Walker.
Okay, that's much better. Much better.
I know, it was.
Okay,
how's it going? How's the
show.
weekend coming?
Hey, the weekend is coming. Nice holiday weekend, nice long 4-day weekend. So it is coming along. I actually went outside and I won't call it a run. It was like a walk run. It was like a walked, I ran, I stumbled.
A walk.
A walk,
I ran.
I ran. Whatever. So I was getting in my exercise, and I'm going to try to go for 21 days of doing some sort of exercise.
Chevrolet.
Okay, you know what we do with singing.
That's good. I keep wanting to go to exercise, and I keep like things keep happening where I don't get to go to the gym.
Hello, cousin Lisa in the house and listening. Thank you as always.
Hey Lisa, how you doing?
Pop culture kid, always hanging out with us on a Saturday night.
You know what?
Because, and again, I know people are getting out and going and doing what?
Yes. No. Good. Keep going.
No, I was saying people are going out and doing and everything else. But again, folks, that Delta variant is still out there. And I know, even though, we're vaccinated and people are, moving freely, just be careful, be safe. And because we don't want to lose anybody, and we want to keep our pop culture family nice and strong. So
yes.
Be careful out there.
I just came. I just came from his father's pool table in his basement, and he invited some guys over to play pool. So we were having a pool tournament in his basement. I lost a lot.
Okay.
I forgot. It's like I used to know how to shoot pool, and at one point I was about to win. And I tried from behind my back real fancy. Now I lost. I missed. It was a very easy shot. That's why I tried.
Lessons learned.
So
again, the fancy will get you every single time.
And last night I was yes. And last night I hit her. So George and his wife Jessie can see Fast 9.
Okay.
Now I saw Fast 9, and somebody told me ahead of time that it was a movie, and I said, "Look, I'm not going for a good script. I'm not going for good acting. I'm not going for good plot. I'm going for unbelievable car stunts." Yeah,
so you were in it.
Unbelievable. I'm going for unbelievable. I was in it for the unbelievable car stunts and the cheesiness of the whole thing, because these are street racers.
Okay.
And now they're international spies or some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
how did you go from street racers to international spies? They're
like an international.
Okay. Anyway,
they're like an international.
You won't do the Fast and Furious thing again. But again, that's kind of cool. You got to babysit, so you got to spend time with Milo, and he is just precious. I'm so glad I had a chance to meet him, and that was Father's Day weekend, and you guys can check out that show. And we're gonna, again, if you're watching live, welcome, and we really appreciate you because you make the show. We ask for your comments and stuff, and we try to flash them up on the screen when we can. But if you're watching the replay, because there could be folks who are seeing us on the replay, either on YouTube or on Facebook, again, we did do a show where we talked about some movies. Kenny had a challenge of a movie that he had never seen, Princess Bride. I was challenged with watching a movie I had never seen, which was Fast and Furious. So we're going to put a link to that movie on the replay so people can watch that particular episode of Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. But for those of you who are new to the show, hey, Miss Cookie, she's watching out in Philly, who are
Miss
new
Cookie,
to the
how you
show.
doing?
We come together every Saturday night and we just talk about whatever is going on in pop culture or whatever our particular topic is. And for this particular week, since it is the holiday weekend, 4th of July, we figured, well, originally the title was Born on the 4th of July, but again, we looked at the list, and I mean, yeah, Malia Obama and maybe Geraldo. There were a couple of people born on the 4th of July. So we was like, no, we're not going to talk about those folks. Although, happy birthday, Tom Cruise, because he's born on the 3rd of July. So he's celebrating the birthday today. But he is probably a part of our discussion today because we're going to talk about some of the movies, the hits and the flops that opened on 4th of July weekend, and some of the big movies, a lot of big chains that, again, open on the 4th of July. And again, Kenny, your segue was perfect because George and Jess got to see a movie this weekend. It's just called F9, correct?
Yeah,
I don't hear
F9.
you.
I
Okay.
believe, it's just called F9 this time.
It's
It's
called
just called F9 this time.
Okay. Yeah. F9, because
F9.
that's a dangerous thing for them to do.
They ran out.
But hey, if you want to be a part of the conversation, you can join us. You can call into the show, 704-252-8813. For those who want to join in on the conversation, although you're welcome to join in the comments because we see them and we will post them, as well as giving us your favorites as far as holiday, not necessarily holiday movie, because there are a couple of big holiday weekends that have releases like Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July, Labor Day, the Christmas holiday, Thanksgiving holiday. And that's usually when the studios are going to release their blockbusters. Now, for the last 18 months, people have been in the house. So a lot of those blockbusters that would normally come out in the theaters big time were coming out through streaming services. So we're going to talk about a couple of those too. That are coming out this weekend. Is that where we can start, Kenny? Maybe with some of the movies that are coming out this weekend? I'm getting dead air. I don't know if it's that you can't hear me or that we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can start there. We haven't seen these movies, but that is a good place to start.
Because, well, I know I did.
Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But it was just like,
can you hear me out there? Can you hear me out there?
Let Kenny know in the comments if you can hear him or not. We chipped in to get him the microphone, but evidently he's not learning how to use it. So, but one of the movies that is coming out this weekend is The Tomorrow War. Now, is that coming out in theaters? Because I know it's available on Amazon Prime.
It works. It works.
Okay, because it seems like you're cutting out on folks, Kenny. So it seems like you're talking and then it cuts out a little bit.
I didn't hear what you say.
It seems like you've been cutting out a little bit on people.
Yeah, I know. I'm having some. Okay.
So it could be your internet connection, but Lisa's saying she does hear you. So, but first up, we were talking about The Tomorrow War, and The Tomorrow War is Chris Pratt and like an action adventure. Actually, our friend Hey Archer has a pretty dope review of that movie, and his 2-minute reviews that actually always go on a little more than 2 minutes, Archer, but that's all right. We love you. But the Tomorrow War is available on Amazon Prime, and that is like one of those big budget action figures. I don't know. It looks like Kenny has frozen up completely, so he is going to check his internet connection. I just see he jumped out of the stream, so hopefully he is going to jump back in just a little minute. It's one of those technical difficulties, so we got to go with it. Oh, but speaking of Milo, oh, and the precious, and that's who Kenny was babysitting this weekend. So I'm sorry, just had to pap a random Milo picture. There you go, Milo. But anyway, so Tomorrow War is one of the movies that is scheduled to come out this weekend, and yeah, Kenny froze. He was frozen, and it looks like he jumped off the stream. So hopefully his internet connection will stabilize, and he will be back. Once again, we're talking Born on the 4th of July, talking about those weekend, those blockbusters that tend to come out on the holiday weekend, especially 4th of July weekend. And some of the stuff that's coming out this weekend, Boss Baby, which was a pretty big hit, animated hit for Alec Baldwin. They're actually coming out with Boss Baby Family Business, as well as Zola and The Forever Purge. Now, again, we are going to have a show probably later this summer with some of the hardcore horror fans among us. And I know as far as the pop culture sphere, neither Kenny or myself are pretty well versed. So we are going to have to rely on our number one chief pop culture kid. He usually gives us all the facts, and that is our brother from another mother, Ed Brown. He always comes through with the key information. So he'll be hosting our special horror show later on this summer. We got to sit down and coordinate that with Ed. I am waiting for Kenny. I don't know where. I don't even see him in the private chat. So he'll be back. He will be back soon. We won't fret, because we thank you guys for being with us, for hanging with us, for always being able to find us. And you can find us just by searching on. Actually, if you Google Kathy and Kenny on the web and look up video, I think we actually come up. I'm serious. You don't believe me? Watch this. See, told you. Anyway, just a little something to remind you to check us out. Bookmark it. If you're watching us on YouTube, please consider giving us a thumbs up as well as subscribing. If you're on Facebook, we have our own page, Kathy and Kenny, Explain Pop Culture, and you can check it out and like us there. Talk about some more of the movies that are opening up this weekend. Like I said, Forever Purge. And again, for you Purge fans, when we do our horror special, that I have never seen The Purge. Okay. Guilty as charged. I'm not good with scary. I like my scary to have some funny in it. So like I can watch a Zombieland, or what else is kind of scary but funny? Like the not Jennifer's Body. Well, that has some humor in it. But okay, it looks like Kitty is back. We're going to bring him in just a second. I'm going to make sure everything is all good. But yeah, I don't like my scary movies with a lot of gore and guts. I need the humor, which Psycho actually is a pretty funny movie, although it was scary at the time. But Kenny, are you back with us? Now we have no video. I don't know what that is about. All I'm seeing on my end is a black screen, and I don't know whether we're seeing that. And I'm also looking at like the monitor of what is happening over there. There you go.
Oh.
There you go. Woo! Kenny's back. Kenny's back.
That's right.
What the is going on? Okay.
There you go. I have no idea what's going on this week, because usually everything is good with me and I don't know what's going on this week. So I apologize. But yeah, I heard what you said about horror movies. I don't do horror movies. And not because I'm scared,
Oh, you know what?
but
I didn't
because
see.
like you're like looking at like they make dumb decisions.
Yeah, there's always
They
like
make dumb decisions in horror movies. It's always
definitely.
like, yo, why are you running in the woods? Like, what are you doing? Pick up a knife and hit him back and stab him back. I don't understand. You're in the kitchen. Why are you screaming? Why are you not fighting? I don't understand.
Yeah, sometimes.
So yeah, I don't do
Yes.
horror movies.
Well, I was also telling folks that we are going to have Ed Brown, as well as who else was here last week? Was that Jennifer or Dion that was going to help him?
Dion. No, that's Dion. That was Dion.
Okay.
Dion called me this week. Dion called me. She was out. That with Ed.
Okay.
Right.
Are you guys getting rain?
Her son is like a computer whiz. So I said, yeah, we're getting rain here.
Okay.
Her son is like a computer whiz. I said, yeah, make sure we're gonna have to make sure. Yeah, your connection is what it is. Yeah, we're getting really bad rain here in the Jersey area.
Okay.
So maybe that's what's.
Hey, I had some background music going. Is that? And maybe you guys can let me know in the chat if it's too loud. It's real low. Can you hear it?
I can't even hear it. Oh, now I hear it. Now that you say something.
Do you hear it?
I do.
Okay.
Why do you have background music on?
I don't know. It just seems like a lot of live streams they'll stream with some background music in case we have like a pause or. I mean, I can turn it off if you don't like it. It's gone.
Well, if we're doing background ambiance, I could give me a minute. I'll drop some incense and whatnot. Okay. I'm just saying.
No, you don't need to go that far. It was just to kind of, I'm switching things up. I'm playing around with things, just I got buttons and stuff to push. So a lot of times I just want to push buttons, I just want to do crazy things. Anyway, I was talking about some of the movies that are being released, and I kind of went through the list. Also, The Heights is now available. And I believe, is that coming to theaters? Because now we have this weird thing where there's some movies you can see in theaters, although some movies are being streamed. Have you seen The Heights yet?
The Heights, is that the musical?
Yes.
Is that the musical?
Uh-huh.
In the Heights?
In the Heights.
It's called
I'm sorry, I'm shortening it. I'm like, The Heights. Everybody's going to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's in theaters. I've already seen it because it's been on HBO for a couple of weeks.
Right, it's been on HBO Max. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was okay.
It was okay. See, I'm not a big musical fan, but
I'm a big musical fan compared to Grease 2. Yeah, it's all right.
Compared to what?
Grease 2.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. All right, I forgot.
It wasn't
about
a Grease 2, but it was decent.
Okay, well, I have to check that out. I don't know if it's still available on HBO Max. If it is, I have to check it out. I have not been into a theater. Okay, I have not been into a theater yet, so I haven't made that leap. It's like baby steps for everybody. I mean, everybody's going at their own pace as far as the reopening and different things. Well, and I think even throughout the pandemic, I still went to work, whether it was working at Statesville High or now East Middle. I was still, going out, and usually most of the shopping I would go out for my parents. So, there were a lot of places I went with my mask on, but now as I go out, and I still keep my mask on, even though a lot of people don't. I'm still not there on the theater yet. I am not there on the theater.
You know what?
We were talking about you earlier. I don't know if you heard when we were talking about the Tomorrow War, and that I actually want to see it, and I enjoyed your 2-minute review of it. And we're going to stick a link to that or a card or something for the replay of this, because for the folks watching live, we appreciate you. If you're watching on a replay, we appreciate you too. Pop Culture Kids. Yeah, I have no desire to go into the theater. In the Heights did well in the theaters. I
I
Yeah,
I
and
went to
you know what?
theater to see Fast 9.
Okay, and we actually there's a theater in Mooresville, like in Statesville, we have no theater anymore. It's that kind of place. But in Mooresville, they have these theaters with the big, like nice recliner seats that kind of go back, and it's an experience. So, I mean, I really can't wait to get back into the theater, but I'm just not there yet. I'm like mentally, I'm not there. I usually like to go during odd times anyway, where there is not a lot of crowds. I don't need a lot of people with me either, because
I
you talking and telling me about plot points or asking me questions about the movie is not a thing. I can't
I
take
went on
talking in the
on.
theater. I know I'm a black
I don't know if
woman,
they
but I don't talk in the
I
theater.
know I don't know if they do it down there, but up here Tuesday is $5 day.
Ah, that's the
So
only day you see movies. I know you and
I
your
went
cheap self.
okay, here's what I did. I clocked into work extra early so I can get off extra early so I can go see um Fast 9 on a Tuesday before I did the open mic, and I went right from the theater to the open mic.
See, I'm like I said, I'm not there yet. I might be there. I'm getting there, but I might be there soon, but I'm not quite there
Well,
yet.
my next big movie to see is Black Widow, and that's out next weekend, I think, and I might see Black Widow. I might just
I
I
hear
can
it's
get it
not
if I
that
pay the
good though.
$30. Well, I'm not going by other people. I'm not going by
Okay.
other people. With superhero movies, I can't go by other people because I'm I'm an old school comic book fan. I've been collecting comic books for 40 years. So I know these characters inside and out. I can't go by like just a regular fan's view on a superhero movie
But
because
and again,
they don't know the history.
spoiler alert. For Black Widow, does it matter that we know her fate from Endgame?
Yeah. Okay. Look, here's my thing. If you haven't seen Endgame yet, it's not a spoiler alert at this point.
Okay.
Like you're out of luck. Like I can see if Endgame just came out last week or something. But it's been 2 years.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's not a spoiler alert. It's oh well, oops, you didn't see it. You're the only person in the world who hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen Endgame by now, you're not interested in seeing it. So it doesn't matter if we spoil it or not. But
Okay.
yeah, this is supposed to be her. This is supposed to be. Let me put it to you this way: this might not be the Black Widow's last movie, but this is supposed to be Scarlett Johansson's last movie.
Ah. Now, is what's your feeling on? And I know we're drifting a little off topic, but since we are in the superhero, and there are superhero movies on here, and it looks like a lot of chains too. So we'll kind of talk about them. I think we should group them together. What's your feeling on having another actor play the character? Because I know, with
Okay,
the Black
well,
Panther, people are they don't want anybody else to play Black Panther. But if you think about it, Rhodey has been played by two
yeah,
different actors, correct?
I think having someone else play Black Panther is the way to go. Saving that
Mhm.
role for Chadwick Boseman is poppycock. We've had several Batmans in our time, since the
Are
40s.
we getting
We
another Batman
Yeah, we're
too?
getting
Like,
another one. We've had
are
at
we
least
getting
10 or
another one?
12. If you count TV and movies, we've had at least 10 or 12 Batmans.
Okay.
So, it's okay to recast a role just because he passed away. That's kind of like saying, you couldn't recast the Joker, and you
Hmm.
did
And
because
yeah,
of Heath
it's been
Ledger.
done.
And yeah, Heath Ledger did an awesome job as the Joker. He did a phenomenal job. But okay, you probably could have picked somebody better than Jared Leto, but you had to recast the Joker. You had to, and then you did the Joker movie with Joaquin um, um, Phoenix. So you had to do it. So
Joaquin
I think Joaquin. So
or River. Or-
I think Black Panther should be recast. I really think I would like to see Black Panther recast. As much
And yeah,
respect to Chadwick
hey,
Boseman, but yeah.
he is saying that road was changed early on. I do think they should change Black Panther though. So he's agreeing with you there
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah,
we
they
should
definitely
have
should.
a new Black Panther.
The show must go on. The
The
show must
show
go
must
on.
go on. Okay,
And I
and our
think
show must go on.
before you get a new Black Panther, I think you should make Shuri the Black Panther because she is the Black Panther in comic books at one point. You should make Shuri the Black Panther, and then you should bring to Tequila back to be the Black Panther, and it should just be another guy. And you could do another tongue-in-cheek joke like they did when they changed Roadies, where Don Cheadle showed up and says, "Yeah, it's me. Get over it." You could do the same thing.
Just again, injecting that humor into it. And I know some people don't like it because they want it all pure and serious and all like Snyder cut.
Yeah.
But I like the humor. And even in the comic books, don't they use humor as a tool in the comic books?
Yeah. Speaking of Snyder cut, Ray Fisher might be a replacement.
Oh, Ray Fisher for
T'Challa. Yeah.
T'Challa. Okay.
Yeah. Ray Fisher might be a good replacement.
Just as long as Josh Whedon isn't directing.
Just as long as Josh Whedon isn't involved, Ray Fisher can do it. I'm just saying.
Ooh, it could get ugly up in here. Let's see. What's that? Disney just goes too heavy on the comedy at times.
I don't think. Hey, Archer, what do you think about Loki? I don't think they get too. I think the comedy is just the right mix of comedy. Get too heavy on the comedy is the original cut of the Justice League where Batman is in a fight and he gets felled by Superman and he makes a joke while he's on the ground. Batman doesn't make a joke, especially when he's in a fight. So that's getting too heavy on the comedy. The way Marvel does it is kind of like a good balance on the fight scenes and the comedy they have in it because it's still a serious magnitude.
But
for that,
I was telling you on my Fire Stick, I get this 24/7 channels where it could be either an actor or there's actually a 24/7 Star Wars channel, a 24/7 Marvel Infinity channel, and I've been binging on that too. So I've been watching I've been so deep into the Marvel. Is it Marvel or Marvel? Anyway,
Marvel.
I've been just
Marvel is a character.
I don't know.
Marvel
I was watching that movie the other day. So
yes. Marvel is a character. Marvel is the movie is the comic line and movie line in the company. Speaking of which,
somebody today said that Loki is like a Marvel Doctor Who, which explains why I didn't like Loki too much. Not a Who fan.
I'm loving Loki. I'm loving Loki.
I haven't watched it yet, and I'm kind of like,
it's
the
awesome.
character and the actor is. I don't know. I'm not.
I'm telling you,
I'm
Loki.
Getting it. You know what?
Loki so far is the best so far.
I really better than WandaVision because I absolutely loved WandaVision.
Loki is better than WandaVision.
Wow.
And Loki's going to have a bigger payoff than WandaVision. I'm telling you. Okay. I see it now. I know it's going to. Loki's going to probably introduce the next big bad in the Marvel universe.
Ooh, okay. So is that, and again, is that going to carry into the movies or?
It's going to carry into the movies.
Okay.
I think I know what they're setting up, and I have a feeling they're going to set it up. And I know Archer is looking at me because, it's going to be a bigger payoff. And Archer, Kang is coming.
What is coming?
That's the big Kang.
Okay. What's Tang?
Kang. K-A-N-G. Kang is like the next biggest villain besides Loki to the Avengers.
See, and WandaVision had, again, it didn't have me on the edge of the seat because I binged it like in 2 days. I waited till the end because I just can't. I can't even. Kang the Conqueror.
Right. Now,
so we've get off into this whole Marvel universe thing. Let's get back on track.
Let's get back on track. Before we go back on, I proposed to Cassie that we do something. New every week, and it's no big hype. It's just bragging rights. But I'm gonna give a quote like 15 and a half hour, into the show, I'm gonna give a movie quote, and we gotta see who figures this movie quote out. Okay, so and if you might want to wait until after we're done all the movies, and this one I think is going to be for the first time. I think I made this pretty easy for the first time, but it's on the list of one of our movies that came out on the 4th of July weekend. Call Me Crazy One More Time. That's the quote. All right. So let's see who can figure it out before we end the show in a half hour. Call Me Crazy One More Time. I didn't use the inflection.
All right, you know what? I should have asked you to send me the quote beforehand. So, because while you're saying it, I'm trying to type it out. Call me crazy one more time. That's the quote.
What, Archer, you're disqualified.
Why are you disqualifying him?
Archer, you're disqualified because I know Archer's going to get it. I know Archer's going to get it right off the bat.
Well, hey, when we talk about 4th of July movies, and I know one movie that came out that actually had a sequel to it as well, but that is the movie for which the holiday is named, Independence Day, which, again, I think, you know who turns up on this list quite a bit, and that is Will Smith. He's all over this list. Independence Day.
You know what? He is all over this list. Well, he's a big box.
Hancock.
Oh.
That is good. That is good.
Archer, I'm not stealing this, but I'm stealing this. All right, Lisa, you have won the no prize. The Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. The pop culture kids no prize. The no prize means you get bragging rights, and you really don't get a prize, but you get bragging rights. It is Hancock.
You're an official pop culture kid because Will Smith did the 4th of July. He did Hancock. He is all over this list. Where else is he in this list? Wild Wild West. That was another release on the 4th of July.
Men in Black.
Men in Black
2 came out.
Well, again, Men in Black, did they do Men in Black 2 on the 4th of July weekend too? Because I mean, this is like a big weekend because it kicks off the summer and the summer movie season. And usually those hot movies for the summer, they are going to come out on this weekend. So yeah, the 4th. I think the only person who probably is on this list more than Will Smith might be, who do you think? Tom Cruise or Eddie Murphy?
Only on the list once.
Oh, okay. I thought Tom Cruise would be on because I thought the Mission Impossible movies, but maybe they weren't released on 4th of July weekend. My bad. But anyway, Will Smith.
You know who else is on? You know who else is on this list a couple times? Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Yes, he is. But also on the list,
Wild Wild West was, but Bad Boys.
Wild Wild West
was not.
Who? Bad Boys was not released for 4th of July weekend. So it wasn't like a summer release. That was probably a holiday release. No? Do you
Bad
think?
Boys was a Christmas, wasn't it? I think
was it a Christmas? It might have been a Christmas time. Because that's another time to release movies. Because again, people traditionally are off and out, and that's when we can get to see movies and watch the late movies. And if you are going to the theater, here is the killer company.
What?
Go ahead.
What is the killer? No. I was going to say Wild Wild West is one of the few movies I know where the music video for the theme song is better than the whole movie. Just saying.
You know what? I probably would have to agree with you there. And you know why? Because it didn't even spawn a sequel, even though the TV show lasted a few seasons. And I remember the TV show. And I used to, you know what my favorite part of that TV show was? If you guys remember, and again, this is only for the old heads because you young folk, you young whippersnappers don't know nothing about this. But the Wild Wild West TV show, how at the commercial breaks or whatever, they'd stop the scene. And then you'd have the drawing and it would go into one of the boxes. You remember that?
Yeah, I love that. I used to love that.
That was the whole reason.
That was the whole reason that was the whole reason for watching Wild Wild West.
But But Bad Boys is Bad Boys was not on the list we said,
No,
but I'm
no,
just
that's
kind of
what
glancing at the list
I
right
was. I was. I
now.
was thorough. I was thorough.
Oh, you
And
were.
then
Look
there's a
at
lot.
you.
There's a lot.
But
There's a
both
lot
of the
more
Men in Black,
movies.
but Men in Black 3 wasn't released during that July 4th weekend. You
No,
don't have
no,
that
that
one
was
on
no,
the
no, that was no, that wasn't on there. That was
yeah.
I was trying to pick out. There was a lot more movies through all my different lists I was looking at, but I was trying to pick out the ones that were more popular. So at least in my eyes, so I don't know.
But I know,
So
you know
you,
what? And I don't think I saw Hancock in the movie theater. I actually didn't see it till it came on cable. But I really like that movie. I
I don't think
really,
I saw it till I don't think I saw it till it came on cable either.
because,
I don't think I saw it.
call me crazy one more time. That's
One
excellent.
more time. Because that's something
Uh,
that's something every woman wants to say to you. Call me crazy one more time.
and
Because
Jason Bateman too in that one was really good, I thought.
because I know a lot of crazy women. Because apparently that's the only women that I tend to date is the crazy ones. So yeah, call me crazy one more time.
Okay, lucky you.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is on this
No, not like
list.
me.
All right, hey, let's talk. We were talking superhero movies, so let's talk. Hancock is underrated. I think it's underrated. And again, Hancock is from a cartoon or a comic book? Is that correct, or was that just a made up
I don't think it
character?
is. Archer, I don't think that is. I don't. I think that's a made up character. I don't think that is from a comic book.
Okay,
But Hancock should have had a part two though. Hancock should have had a second one.
yeah, I
The
think a
story's there
second
for
one would
another
have been.
Hancock. It
Mhm.
would have been. I think now Will Smith is too old to do it, but Hancock would have been better to have us.
Yeah, kind of like the anti superhero, almost kind of what Ryan Reynolds is with who's the dude he plays?
Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Now Deadpool, that's Marvel, right? Correct?
Yep. Deadpool was Marvel, but he also
Not
played
a cop.
a
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. But he also played a DC hero. He played Green Lantern, but I don't think he or anyone else wants to mention that movie.
Okay. Neither does um what's his
Yeah.
name? Seth
Yeah. That's how bad that movie was. Green Lantern was
oh,
bad.
okay. Well, that's doesn't he makes fun of it in one of the
Yeah, and in one
is
of the
it
last
Deadpool
Deadpool movie, yeah.
2 or
Yeah, yeah.
was it
He
Deadpool
goes
1 or 2?
the Deadpool 2, he makes fun of it because he takes a time machine and he goes back in time and kills himself before as
Before he could do Dead
yeah. He gets
before
a
you could do
he
Green
gets a
Lantern.
he gets a script for Green Lantern and he kills himself and he's like, then he
Hey,
goes
does
and
the you didn't put it on the list, but does the Bodyguard's wife open this weekend, or is that opening later with
I
Ryan
don't have.
Reynolds and Samuel L.
Oh, you
Jackson
know
as
what?
Salma Hayek?
I think that opened last weekend.
Oh, it was last weekend.
I think
Okay,
that opened last weekend. Yeah, Mark.
because
Yeah, Mark. Green Lantern was really, really, really bad. Really bad.
the Green Lantern, but didn't another actor play the Green Lantern, or is it the
No,
storyline that just can't be done, or
no. Just he did Green Lantern. Um, there was a Green Lantern. There was a guy guarding a Green Lantern in a Justice League movie that from the 80s or 90s that was not released. And if you go on
Mhm,
YouTube, you can find bits and pieces of it.
mhm.
But other than that, no one else played Green Lantern. There was supposed to be a Green Lantern in the Snyder cut, but they couldn't do that, and they made John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, come to Bruce Wayne's house instead of Green Lantern. So, and there's supposed to be a Green Lantern and the
So who did
CW
Seth
universe.
Rogen play? Didn't
Oh,
Seth Rogen?
He plays Green Hornet.
Oh, Green Hornet. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Lantern, Hornet,
There was a tease about having a Green
and
Lantern
something green.
in the CW universe.
Mhm.
They gave somebody a ring, and the guy shows up this season on many different shows, and he doesn't have a ring. So that's kind of like
Zack Snyder posted a picture of the Green Lantern.
yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of Green Lantern and Green Hornets and superheroes, let's go over some of the superheroes that are on our list that are
Okay, so we had 3
superhero
Spider-Man
movies
movies. We
that
had 3
came out
Spider-Man
on a
movies.
4th of July weekend.
We had
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Far From Home. We had
I
Spider-Man
like Far From
Homecoming.
Home.
We had
And I like
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming.
And we had Spider-Man 2, and back in 2004.
Hey,
I think that's
sidebar.
still
Who is your favorite Spider-Man? Because we've had a couple now. We've had
you know what? I like the different Spider-Mans for different reasons. I would have to say that the current Spider-Man, Tom Holland, is probably my favorite because Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, but Spider-Man is supposed to be like quick-witted and have jokes and stuff while he fights. Tobey Maguire didn't do that. Andrew Garfield.
But is that his fault or is that the director or the writers? That's not really his fault. I think Tobey Maguire is capable of it.
Yeah, he was a good Peter Parker. And you know what? I will say one of the best superhero fight scenes I've ever seen in any superhero
How about
movie
Andrew Garfield?
Hold on a second. One of the best superhero fight scenes I've ever seen in any superhero movie was in Spider-Man 2 when he fought Dr. Octopus in the whole city. That was one of the best fight scenes ever. But Garfield was a good Spider-Man, but a bad Peter Parker. So he was too anguished. He was too angst to be Peter Parker. He was too angst. Peter Parker's a nerd, not angst. And so Garfield was, but he made jokes like Spider-Man should make jokes while he's fighting. Tom Holland is a nerd, and he makes jokes while he's fighting, and he talks while he's fighting. So
I like Tom Holland a lot.
Yeah, Tom Holland is probably one of the better.
Is there something to be said that the last 2 Spider-Men have been like English and not American? Just curious, but
no, nothing to be said about that. I think the success of Tom Holland is that Sony did the one with Andrew Garfield, and Sony did the one with Tobey Maguire. Sony did Tom Holland's, but they also collaborated with Marvel in order to do Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's why. For some reason, when Marvel gives their, because Marvel was bankrupt at one point and had to sell some of their movie rights and cartoon rights to different people, and they sold the movie rights to Spider-Man to Sony, or the people who wound up owning Sony, and they did it without Marvel's like input. So when Sony messed up a lot of Marvel characters, like Venom and stuff like that, because Marvel, they didn't let Marvel. Now that Marvel now that Sony let Marvel have a say in Spider-Man and collaborated with them, that Spider-Man is probably the best one ever. Because nobody does the Marvel characters like Marvel itself, because they kind of love their characters. And when other people do their characters, they kind of like Fox, like totally destroyed the X-Men. And that's just in the Fantastic Four. Who does the Fantastic Four? Sony or Fox? But whoever does the Fantastic Four, they totally messed them up too. So,
and is that the original Fantastic Four or the reboot?
Because both of them.
Okay.
Both of them. Well, the reboot was worse than the original Fantastic Four movie, but
the reboot was worse. Yeah. Well, I like the original. Now the Silver Surfer thing that didn't fare too well. But again, we're getting off on movies that are not released on the 4th of July.
Also, another superhero movie that came out was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I recently watched, like I said, the 24-hour Marvel station is the only reason I watched that. So that wasn't like a big box office hit, was it? Or
I think it was.
To me, the most notable thing about it was, that it brought in the the trailers that happen at the end of the movies. So that, to me, that was like the best part of it. Was just seeing them, all disappear.
I didn't put the Amazing Spider-Man from Andrew Garfield first Amazing Spider-Man in 2012. That happened that weekend too. Okay. Also, if you want to go, now we can go.
If you want to go old school, did you go? Oh, okay.
No. We can go to Superman Returns. That's another superhero, which was probably the worst. Brandon Routh, nice guy, probably worst Superman ever. Well, it wasn't his fault. It was a script, because in the script they made Superman a deadbeat dad, and it was just like it wasn't funky enough. And the guy from Harold and Kumar, one of the guys from Harold and Kumar, beat Superman up because he had a piece of kryptonite in his hand. It was just not. It was just. Hey, is that the guy from Harold and Kumar? Is he beating up Superman? Nah, we can't take this. No, this is not. This is when a guy from Harold and Kumar beats up Superman. You just jumped the shark.
We've jumped the movie version of Jump the Shark.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I was going old school. What about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
I was about to say that next. I love this movie. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995. I love this movie. This movie was so cheesy and tongue in cheek, and it was so they got their new Morphin, and the one guy was kind of upset because he got a frog, and the girl, and the one girl, she got a bear. And then that was her morphing thing, was a bear, and she had this big mechanical bear. Come on, dance with the bear. And it's like, okay. It was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1995 movie was very cheesy and very good at the same time. It was
cheesy, but good.
I mean, yeah, sometimes cheesy is good. Sometimes like these tongue-in-cheek cheesy movies where they try to be action, they had these quick one-liners and everything when they're trying to fight and everything. And Jason David Frank, who, if you ever go to a Comic-Con, Jason David Frank is probably he plays the Green Power Ranger and the Red Power Ranger, and he's Tommy Oliver in the Power. Anybody who's a Power Ranger nerd knows Jason David Frank because he's that Power Ranger. He's that main Power Ranger guy. But if you ever go to a Comic-Con, this is the nicest guy you ever want to meet.
Hey, speaking of Comic-Cons, when do you think that they'll be back? Like,
they're back. They're back.
Oh, they are.
They're back.
Comic-Cons?
They're back. I think they're back. Archer, they're back. I'm pretty sure they're back, and I think it's limited. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing one anytime soon. Well, the Comic-Con they do. I'm in the Philadelphia area. The Comic-Con they do here, the main Comic-Con they do in Philadelphia, is kind of like it's more advertising.
They do a version here at the Civic Center in Statesville, but it's nothing you really want to buy a ticket to. But
yeah,
I think I paid like $5 to just kind of roam around and visit the different stands because I always am on the lookout for my X-Files collectibles. So
now let's talk about the romantic.
Wait, if we're talking are we still in the superhero movies?
Oh, I forgot. We got the Transformers.
I was going to say the Transformers. Then I wanted to move into some real life superheroes after the Transformers. I don't know if you'll be able to guess who I'm thinking about on your list, but Transformers, that was a movie that was released during the holidays. What about the sequels though? I guess they didn't release those on the July 4th.
No, they didn't release
because, and again, part of that too, I think what happens is they also have to look at what else is coming out. Because if they have a good movie, they might not want to release it 4th of July weekend if it's going to get trampled by, like if a Star Wars movie is coming out, then you know what? I'm not going to release my movie. I'm going to hold it back unless it's a total, if I got another, sci-fi action, special effects filled movies, I'm not going to release it.
Like if Marvel's putting out a superhero movie, you don't want to mess with that. You're good.
Exactly.
You're good. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna come next weekend. No matter of fact, I'm gonna come a month from now when your sales die down because y'all gonna dominate the box office for the next month or so. I will come a month from now.
All right. So
you were thinking about A League of Their Own.
Well, no, I was actually thinking about Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Told the stories of the astronauts on that flight, Apollo 13, and that was released on the 4th of July weekend, and that's a classic. It's also a good movie to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon with. So, just saying.
Also, since you talk about space movies, Armageddon.
Oh, Armageddon, yes.
Since we're talking about space movies, and I love the end scene where Bruce Willis takes Ben Affleck's thing and makes it so Ben Affleck can't. So Ben Affleck has to go back, and Bruce Willis has to press the button because I love you, Harry. I love you, Harry. Harry, no.
Well, we said Bruce Willis shows up on this list a couple times. We mentioned Independence Day already, Armageddon. He's also on here for Die Hard 2, Die Harder. And so they must have spaced those movies out because, I don't know when the original Die Hard came out. If you say Christmas time, I'm gonna cut you off because it is not a Christmas movie. Don't even take us down there.
Hey,
friend of mine, a comedian.
Archer, could you help my sister out?
A friend of mine is a comedian. She actually posted that she was celebrating Christmas in July by watching Die Hard, and I had to retweet her or comment on her tweet and tell her, but it is not a Christmas movie. But
she doesn't. My sister does not think
there was
a
comment. Okay, yeah, he made some kind of comment. I don't know. Okay, read it if you can. Next.
Anyway, die harder. He goes back and he does the whole at Christmas time. They're in the airport, and he does it all in the airport and at Christmas time, and he has to take down and save his wife who's in the plane and everything else. And that was a great movie. And you know what? I should have used that as my line. I should use that as my line when the newscaster guy is talking to the wife. And she says, if you're gonna, can I make a request? If you're gonna still stand this close to me, he goes, yeah, stronger mouthwash.
Nobody would have gotten that. That's not as a well-known line. That's just something that's going on in your head.
but and when we're talking about true stories, also, like I said, League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Mm-hmm. Great movie. It's based on a true story because
there's really no crying in baseball, although that's an easy line. Everybody could get that movie quote.
Yeah. That's easy. There's no crying in baseball. That's really easy.
Oh, here's a quote from one of the movies on the list. Can you guess it?
Give it to me.
That's all.
What'd you say?
That's all.
That's all.
That's all.
That's got to be so obscure. That's got to be obscure.
Okay, that's obscure, I guess.
Okay, so I want to go to. Do we have another one from Bruce Willis? No, we don't. I want to go old school, really old school. I think this is probably one of the oldest movies on here. Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. What was that? Kurt Russell?
This is not the oldest movie on here, but yes, that's Kurt Russell. Big Trouble in Little China. Classic movie. Classic movie, Big Trouble in Little China. I think the oldest movie on here though is Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Oh wow! No,
that was just on 4th of July weekend.
Oh wow. But only the first one, not the other ones?
Only the first one. Only the first one. The other ones were not released on 4th of July.
I'm sorry, just checking something. My screens are all over the place. Anyway, let's see. What movie is That's All? I had an image, but I'll come back to it in a minute because it is one of the movies on our list. And
it must be a movie I didn't see.
It's a movie you didn't see. I'm trying to.
Maybe.
Okay.
I think
you didn't see all the movies on the list?
No, I didn't see all the movies on the list. I've seen most of them. I didn't see The Devil Wears Prada.
That's the movie.
That's the movie. I did not see The Devil Wears Prada.
That's where we have a failure to communicate. And that's like the best line from the movie. It's kind of when she's dismissing people as she's want to do. So
I also didn't see Adventures in Babysitting.
Adventures in Babysitting. That was the old one. Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah. That's Elizabeth Shue back in 1987.
Yeah.
Back when Shue was big.
Back when she was what?
Back when Shue was big.
When Shue was big. But yeah, that's all was The Devil Wears Prada, and I can't believe you didn't see this movie. This is just a classic, and it was on cable like every 5 minutes. But basically, when Meryl Streep was chewing up scenery and just dismissing her assistant. That's all. It's like out of my face, go away. That's all. It's the best. Anyway, so that's one of the ones on the list. What else is on our list that we didn't get to? Devil Wears Prada was. I just love that movie.
Tom Cruise, The Firm.
Tom Cruise, The Firm. I thought there'd be more Tom Cruise on here. The Karate Kid Part 3.
I think there was another Tom Cruise movie, and I just didn't add it because it was that bad.
Was it that bad?
It was that bad. I think the oh man, there was another movie. I think that was Tom Cruise, and I thought it was horrible. So I didn't think it was important enough to add. I'm sorry.
Minority Report.
I
love Minority Report.
No, it was an executive decision for me not to add this one. This is
The Firm. I didn't like, and part of it was because I remember reading that book and being just so, I don't know. I was just disappointed with it. And I read a couple of that dude's books, and I was like, it was all these books that had to do with, law, the law, the firm, the judge, the what. I don't know. I had no patience for it. And The Time to Kill, that was a hard movie to watch. But anyway, and a hard book to read as well.
No, the worst Tom Cruise movie.
Hey, thanks.
Hi, Archer. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Check out Archer on Thursday nights at 8:00. He goes live every Thursday, and check out his channel too, because if you're into the pop culture, and he is very much on the nerdy side of things, so everything from comics to toys, unboxings, all kinds of stuff you'll find over there on his channel. Appreciate you for hanging out. So thank you.
I was saying the worst Tom Cruise movie is Vanilla Sky.
Yes, I would agree. Vanilla Sky was a hot. Oh no! You know what was worse than Vanilla Sky?
There's
the one he did with his wife.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut. That was
worse than Vanilla Sky.
That was worse than
Vanilla Sky.
He hasn't done a good movie since The Outsiders, really. But anyway, no. I'm just Ouch.
Jerry Maguire, Cocktail.
No, I did like Jerry Maguire. Cocktail, I was kind of on. I was kind of on Top Gun, actually. I didn't think that was such a great
Top Gun. I want to see what Maverick's going to be like.
Maverick. Yeah, Top Gun to me was. And let's see. Did we hit everything? Oh, we didn't hit the Eddie Murphy stage of things.
Oh, by the way,
we forgot to talk about last night. Demi Moore and Rob Lowe. About last night. That's a classic. And I know there was. Huh?
Are you sure? I thought that was I thought that was Kevin Bacon. About last night.
About last night? Did you actually see that movie?
No.
Now there was a remake with an all-black cast, but I think there was a remake in 2014 that had an all-black cast, but the original, maybe it was. I thought it was Demi Moore.
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was? I'm all wrong.
No. I think
I used to know things. I was a pop culture kid, and now I'm losing my pop culture card. All right, who can Google it faster? I don't know if I can IMDb it. About last night, I know it was Rob Lowe. It was definitely Rob Lowe, Jim Belushi, and I thought it was Demi Moore. Yes,
I thought it was.
I am right.
You're right. Okay.
I am right.
I can see to the master. I am wrong.
Elizabeth Perkins, and Rob Lowe, Jim Belushi, and Demi Moore, because it was Rob Lowe and Demi Moore who had the one night stand, because that was the whole basis of the whole movie. But there was also like a remake I think 2014 with an all black cast of About Last Night, and I'm pretty sure it was kind of like almost word like with the same script, and that was with Kevin Hart and Michael Ealy, who is just gorgeous, and their eyes were watching God with Halle Berry. I think that's when people first found out about him, but anyway. But enjoy Brian and Regina Hall.
You know what we did.
Sorry,
you know
I'm
what
on
we
a
didn't
tangent.
mention.
Sorry. What
We
movie
didn't
did
mention Terminator 2.
Despicable Me.
3. No, well,
Oh,
that too.
Terminator.
Terminator 2. Terminator 2, Terminator 3. I didn't like Terminator 3 as much because it's kind of forgettable. But Terminator 2, I loved, especially the scene where they're trying to get away from the Terminator and they're trying to race around in the car to get away from the Terminator. And the woman and the good Terminator are shooting at the bad Terminator. And the kid is in the back seat. John Connor's in the back seat, like reloading their guns and handing it to him, and reloading the guns and handing them to him. And they're taking turns shooting at the. That was really cool. That was the coolest scene in the whole movie.
Coolest part of the whole movie.
Well,
the coolest part of our whole show is you guys, and we thank you so much for spending Saturday night with us, hanging out, talking pop culture, talking about the big movies of the 4th of July weekend from the past and a few of the ones from the present. So if you're checking out those movies this weekend, make sure you do it safely. If you are streaming or just hanging out and watching, make sure you enjoy. If you're going to a real theater, a few tips, and this is from my time when I lived in California and worked in a movie theater. Okay, if you don't smell like or see fresh popcorn popping, don't eat that stuff. I'm just telling you. Why? Because it's the popcorn from last night that was put in the trash bag in a closet. So unless you see it being popped fresh, don't you touch that.
Oops.
Don't you touch it.
Oops. You know what? We can't.
Popcorn, and then you buy the plain M&Ms and pour it in and mix it in. You get that sweet, you get that salt. You're in for all kinds of goodness.
We can't end things. We can't end things like mentioning Eddie Murphy movies.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrapping up the show, and we got Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we did them already.
No, we didn't do. No. We did not do. We did everything else but that.
The Eddie Murphy movies that came out July 4th weekend, because for a time in there he was killing it. Movies like Boomerang,
Coming to America. Two of my favorite movies, Coming to America and Boomerang. I like Boomerang because in Boomerang he was like a player that got the girls real easily, and it's kind of like a biography of my own life.
It's a biography of who?
Of my own life. It's kind of like a documentary of my own life on, like he really didn't have to work hard to get a date. Like he just walk up to girls and start talking to them because he was suave and good looking. It reminds me a lot of me.
Okay, you know what? When you say stuff like that, that's the sound effect for you. I'm just gonna slap you in the face. That's what you need. You need a good. Because you done lost your mind.
I'm just saying.
You done lost your mind.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm having fun with the sound effects.
I just look. I know you're having fun with the sound effects, but I have a saying: if you're good looking and you know it, clap your hands.
That's when you need to be smacked. I'm gonna have to get a graphic to go with that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining us here on Kathy Can Explain Pop Culture.
I'm sorry.
That
is my favorite sound effect to date. If
you feel so inclined and you like the show, please feel free to buy us a coffee. Give us a like. Give us a like on on YouTube rather. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, please. Give us a like on Facebook. Give us
Show us some love. Show us some love. Because I know I'm not showing my brother love.
You know what? Tell a friend about us. Tell a friend about us. And like, you know what? Saturday night, I'm not going to the club till like 10 o'clock because from 8:30 to 9:30, Kathy and Kenny explain pop culture is on. And those guys, they get me in the mood. They give me a good laugh. We have a good time. Yeah, girl, I'm going to have to meet you at the club later.
You ain't got no good sense. Okay, guys, it has been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. We will see you next week.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.
I really like that graphic.